Have you ever wondered why your eyelid sometimes twitches uncontrollably? You're engrossed in a good book or focused on your computer screen, and out of the blue, your eyelid begins to flutter. It's a peculiar, often irritating sensation that seems to have a mind of its own. The reason behind these mysterious spasms remains somewhat elusive, yet various theories attempt to explain this intriguing phenomenon. Some researchers point to the stimulative effects of caffeine, suggesting that your afternoon latte might be the culprit. Others propose that stress and lack of sleep, which increase the production of adrenaline, may trigger these tiny tremors. Even certain environmental factors like bright light, pollution, and physical exertion have been implicated. And let's not forget the possibility of genetics playing a role. Despite the lack of a definitive explanation, these theories provide fascinating insights into the mystery of the twitching eyelid. Let's dive into some of these theories to better understand this intriguing phenomenon. One theory suggests that your afternoon latte might be the culprit behind your twitching eyelid. Let's delve into that. Dr. Wayne Cornblath from the University of Michigan's Kellogg Eye Center proposed that caffeine, found in your beloved afternoon coffee, might be a possible cause of these tiny muscle spasms. Caffeine is a stimulant, and it increases reactivity within the muscles and nerves, potentially leading to the sporadic dance of your eyelid. The exact mechanism of how that happens is still under investigation, but it might just be why your eyelid goes rogue after you've enjoyed that venti Starbucks. But it's not just caffeine that's under suspicion. Stress is also another potential factor. Stress ramps up the production of epinephrine, a molecule connected with the fight or flight response. This can trigger muscle contractions or spasms, including those in your eyelid. So, if you've noticed your eyelid twitching more during high-stress periods, there might be a correlation. And let's not forget about sleep. A lack of sleep is also associated with eyelid twitching. While the exact reason for this correlation remains a mystery, the link is hard to ignore. If you've been burning the midnight oil or skimping on your sleep, your twitching eyelid might be a subtle reminder to hit the sack earlier. While these factors may not apply to everyone, they are worth considering. It's also important to note that these are just theories, and more research is needed to fully understand the causes of eyelid twitching. So, if you find your eyelid twitching, you might want to consider whether you've had a bit too much caffeine, are feeling stressed, or aren't getting enough sleep. Of course, it's always important to consult with a healthcare professional if you have any concerns. So, it seems like our everyday habits might be contributing to this pesky issue, but don't worry, we're going to discuss some possible solutions in the next part of the video. So, stay tuned. Besides lifestyle factors, other elements such as environmental conditions and even genetics could play a role in eyelid twitching. Let's delve into some of these potential causes. The Mayo Clinic points to a range of environmental factors that could be behind your eyelid's impromptu dance routine. One of these is alcohol consumption. While an occasional glass of wine won't make your eyelid twitch, excessive drinking might just do the trick. Similarly, smoking, with its cocktail of chemicals, could also stir up some unwanted eyelid action. Exposure to bright light can be another trigger. Ever noticed your eyelid twitching after a day out in the sun or a long session under fluorescent lights? That's no coincidence. Your eyes, being sensitive, might react to intense light with a twitch or two. Then there's pollution. Yes, the very air we breathe could be a culprit. Dust, smoke, and other pollutants can irritate the eye surface, leading to twitching. It's like your eyelid is waving a tiny red flag, alerting you to the less than ideal air quality. Physical exertion is another factor put forth by the Mayo Clinic. Perhaps it's not surprising that pushing your body to its limits could have some unexpected side effects, like an eyelid twitch. Moving on to genetics. Yes, it seems that eyelid twitching could be a family affair. According to Johns Hopkins Medicine, this condition may run in families and originate in the motor nerves of the brain. So if your parents or grandparents had a history of twitchy eyelids, you might have inherited more than just their charming smile. But don't be too alarmed. While these factors could potentially cause eyelid twitching, it's often a benign condition that resolves itself without treatment. However, it's always good to be aware of possible triggers and take steps to minimize them in your daily life. Clearly, there are a multitude of factors that could potentially trigger this condition. Did you know that not all eyelid twitches are the same? That's right, the Kellogg Eye Center classifies them into 3 distinct categories. The most common type of twitch is a mild unilateral spasm of your lower or upper eyelid, sometimes both, which usually resolves itself in a few days. Then we have what's called essential blepharospasm. This starts as an increased blink rate, eventually leading to closing of the eyelids, and even squeezing of the muscles around the eyes. It's not caused by stress or caffeine, but by the brain's movement control area. It's a rare condition, but can be quite debilitating, often causing temporary blindness. The third type is a hemifacial spasm, characterized by involuntary closure of the eye along with muscles in the cheek, mouth, and neck, but only on one side of the face. This could be due to an abnormality in the nerve to the facial muscles. While most twitching is harmless, some types can be more serious and require medical attention. Now that we've explored the potential causes and types of eyelid twitching, let's talk about how to stop it. If you've noticed your eyelids twitching more often than not, it might be time to reassess your daily habits. Cutting down on caffeine and alcohol could be a good start. Both of these can stimulate the nerves and muscles, potentially leading to twitching. Next, ensure you're getting enough sleep. A lack of rest can lead to increased stress levels, which may trigger twitching. Speaking of stress, it's important to have effective stress management techniques in place. Regular exercise, meditation, or simply a quiet walk can work wonders. You might also find relief in applying a warm compress to the twitching eyelid or using lubricating eye drops. These can soothe the irritated eye and help reduce twitching. Remember, if the twitching persists or spreads, it's important to consult a medical professional.